Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be talking about a dark and interesting secret of Susan Grimshaw that you might not have actually known about, and it does a good idea of explaining her backstory and her life before the gang. So, not much is known about Susan Grimshaw before the story begins. We know that she was one of the original members of the Vanderlyn gang alongside Dutch, Hosea, and Arthur. And we know for a moment that she became romantically involved with Dutch at some stage, and long nights playing poker with the gang and often sitting in Dutch's lap. Now, eventually, their relationship ended, and Dutch moved on to another woman named Annabelle. However, despite that, she remained a close associate to Dutch and on good terms with him and gained his respect, eventually becoming the gang's arbiter. Now, as usual with some of the characters in-game, the only way we are able to figure out more details about them is through hidden dialogue or things that you have to find on your own, not necessarily that the game will just flat out tell you. And the thing we're going to be talking about today, you actually have to beat the game, and you have to go through the entire credits. So if you go through all the credits, the game will not only tell you who is the voice actor and likeness of that character, but it'll also give you like a 3-word description of who that character actually is. So for example here, you guys can see in the credits that, let's just start with Micah Bell. It says a hot-headed thief, Molly O'Shea, Dutch's paramour, Mr. Pearson, a formal naval man and cook, Reverend Swanson, a disgraced man of the cloth, Sadie Adler, a widow, Sean McGuire, an exiled Irish Republican, and then Susan Grimshaw. This is interesting, a retired painted lady. That's interesting. Like, everyone else kind of makes sense. Like, you know, you have a widow, Sadie Adler, Micah Bell, hot-headed thief, but a retired painted lady, that's actually using a little bit of language that you might not have necessarily heard about there. So let's actually dive into what that actually means. So back in the day, if someone was referred to as a painted lady, that's essentially an archaic word and phrase for a prostitute or a lady of the night, which would indicate that this was Susan's profession prior to joining the Vanderlyn gang. Now, even though beauty and looks have nothing to do with being able to be a painted lady, I would say they roughly go hand in hand. And we do know that back in the day, Susan Grimshaw was a very beautiful lady. At camp, you can actually find a photo of Susan Grimshaw. We don't know what year this was in, but you can clearly see she looks a lot younger in this photograph right here. And you can also see it looks like she's being professionally photographed. It also looks like she's in a very well put together house with nice clothing on. It looks like she is herself is put together. So you can see that she's obviously very beautiful there. And even though Micah Bell is a ruthless and disgusting and oftentimes gross character, he does oftentimes comment on how beautiful Miss Grimshaw used to be, which I don't know if he's just making fun of her the way she looks now, or whether he's trying to imply that, like, back in the day it would have made sense for her to be a painted lady. You guys can take a listen to some of these comments right here.
Hey, Grimshaw. How about you keep me company?
Really, Mr. Bell? You flatter me.
Tell me some stories about when you was young and pretty before time ravaged you.
You horrible man.
That's right. Run along, cowboy. I imagine you was quite something once, Miss Grimshaw.
Thank you.
Yes, a long time ago. We all know flowers wither. Ain't no shame in it. That's quite a gun you got there.
Sure?
Something about watching you clean it. Gets me all hot and bothered. I love it.
You'll not charm me, Mr. Bell.
I'll certainly try.
So obviously, Micah is not the prime example of how to be respectful to anyone, yet alone a lady. But you can see a lot of his comments were like a direct reference to how good she used to look. And I'd imagine he somehow figured out some rumors or stories that is what she used to do, and obviously not what she does now, as she is like the main person that sets up the gang's camp whenever they have to relocate or move. Clearly, she's not doing that line of work right now, but it was very clear that I think rumors of that have started to float around the gang camp, and maybe those rumors have also caused a little bit of insecurity in Susan Grimshaw as well. That's something else that you kind of notice throughout the story as you listen to more comments from her. She's obviously very prideful of not only her accomplishments and her work, but also her beauty as well. And the fact that she is older now means that I guess she's a little bit more sensitive to that fact. I mean, it is like 1899 here, so you have to cut Miss Grimshaw a little bit of credit. She is doing the best she can living outside. And just the fact that she's living with a bunch of outlaws. So it's not like she can just, go to the spa or the salon every day. But either way, just some interesting comments from Micah, that's for sure. Again, I know he's not like the pinnacle of how you should be respectful to people, but I do think it just proves Miss Grimshaw's past a little bit more. And remember, Micah is so close to Dutch that maybe one of those stories slipped. Maybe they were drinking. Maybe they were sitting around the campfire, and Dutch was like, "You'll never believe what Miss Grimshaw used to be." I'm sure it was something simple like that, but who knows? At this point, I'm just kind of speculating and having fun with it a little bit. So if that was the case, it then begs the question, how did she become a member of the Vanderlyn gang? Was Dutch looking for a prostitute, a lady of the night, a painted lady, and he happened to come across Miss Susan Grimshaw? I guess that's what it could technically imply there. Maybe Miss Grimshaw was trying to pull some sort of stunt. Dutch noticed it and said, "You'd be an awesome member of our gang, hop along, let's do this." So that's just my theory right there, but it does provide some interesting background on who Miss Grimshaw actually was before she joined the gang. So I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below, or better yet, you can reach out to me on my Facebook page where you can send photos, videos, pictures, and more. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.